Okay, kids, we're gonna go down a trip to memory lane for me, not for you, because you guys were not born.
In the 80s.
It's not the 80s.
90s.
It was the 90s.
Boom.
Okay? All right? And this was...
You weren't born in the 90s?
No, I wasn't, but I was a kid in the 90s.
In the 90s, in 1990, Daddy would be 10.
Right.
So he's bigger than you.
Yeah, well, this movie, Batman Forever, is the first Batman movie that I ever saw in a movie theater.
Wait, you said it's the first Batman movie that you saw in a movie theater.
Yes.
So you've seen different ones, but not in a movie
theater. I
theater.
did see the other Batman movies, but they were on
Live.
Video. Video. VCR. You guys don't know what a VCR is.
Nope. It's a disc. Idea.
You guys know about like CDs and DVDs and streaming and stuff like that. Yeah.
Live TV.
Right.
The Nintendo Switch.
Right. Anyhow, this was the third Batman movie, fourth if you count the original from the 60s. And
60s.
Yeah, that's even before
you were born.
Yeah, that's even before me. And this movie is called Batman Forever. Now, I never understood why it was called Forever.
Yeah, that would have been like the last one.
It doesn't make sense. But that's discussion for later. Now, in this movie, they have an actor playing Bruce Wayne for the first time. His name is Val Kilmer. How did you feel about that actor who played Batman?
He needs a little working. He looks weird. And also the Riddler person sounds crazy.
The who?
The Riddler person.
The Riddler?
Yeah, the Riddler's like crazy.
Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't talk about the Riddler yet, so stop jumping ahead. Now, in terms of Batman, you've seen other actors play Batman.
Yes.
Okay? You've seen Christian Bale from Batman Begins, right?
Yeah.
You've seen Ben Affleck.
The original?
From the Justice League movies.
That's original.
For you, it's original, but it's not for me. So what did you think out of those actors? Which one did you like best so far?
Justice League one.
Oh, you like the Ben Affleck one. Okay.
Justice League.
All right. What about the new actor that's playing Batman in The Batman?
I don't know who that is. I need to see the movie to find out if he's good or not.
Okay. All right. That's a good...
But all I know is that Selena Kyle is not supposed to have short hair.
She does. In the comic books, she does have short hair.
You're right. She also has short hair in DC Superhero Girls.
Now, we're going off topic.
And
So you didn't like this actor as Batman or Bruce Wayne? They were both bad?
Bruce Wayne, it was good, but Batman, he didn't have a dark voice.
Oh, he had to have the dark voice?
Yeah, obviously.
Well, he actually smiles in this movie.
He isn't supposed to smile. He's Lego Batman. And he's not supposed to fall in love with anyone else. He's supposed to fall in love with Catwoman or Cat.
No. Anytime Batman takes off his mask, he falls in love with somebody. That's why he says, if you fall in love with me, you want to know my secret identity?
Yeah, he's always like, want to know my secret identity?
Yeah. In the comic books, that girl was one of his girlfriends, but not for a long time.
How?
He always breaks up, ends up with Catwoman anyhow. In this movie, it's the first movie to actually introduce Robin.
And that's his best sidekick.
Yeah.
Because it's Dick, Nightwing.
Yeah.
And he has an awesome suit.
Yeah, you like the suit? He had two suits in this movie.
Yeah. He has his original suit and his awesome suit. But he doesn't have his Nightwing suit. He's too old. He's too old to be Robin.
Yeah, he's a little old to be Rob.
Little? He's a whole bunch of oldness.
He looks like he's like in his 20s.
He's supposed to be 10.
Well, I mean, it's kind of hard to have
16. No, 10.
I hope
13.
I hope
10.
they in a future movie they have Robin as a kid.
Yes, that's more realistic in Batman.
Well, it's not realistic.
I said in the DC universe.
In the Batman universe, yes, it's more. Well, I wouldn't say realistic is the right word. It's more, more
appropriate.
More, appropriate for the story that they do.
It's more realistic. That's what I say.
Well, in the Gotham series, Batman was probably the same age that Robin should be in that show. He was like a teenager.
Yes, that's why he goes to the Teen Titans.
Yeah, and another thing they changed was, I don't remember, Dick ever having a brother.
He's not supposed to have a brother. He doesn't have a brother.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a brother.
That's a different...
He's only brothers out of Robin's.
Yeah, and also, I don't think it was Two-Face that killed his family either.
It wasn't.
It was a random mob guy.
And maybe the guy who killed Batman's parents.
No, it wasn't. It
no
was
way.
Completely different.
That has to be a way too big coincidence.
In the comics, Two-Face is actually the best friend of Bruce Wayne.
How?
They were, they used to help each other. They used to know each other.
I thought they hate each other.
No. And, another thing is the Riddler didn't act like a total fool, like the Joker. So now we can talk about the Riddler. What do you think about the Riddler?
He was a Joker. He was the Joker of the universe. He turned into the Joker.
Basically,
Crazy.
Yeah. And he's played by the same guy that played Dr. Robotnik. Yes.
Not Dr. Robotnik, it's Dr. Eggman.
His name is Dr. Robotnik Eggman. Okay.
Eggman. I wish you could crack Dr. Eggman like an egg.
Yeah, crack it like an egg. Now, so you didn't like this Riddler?
No. I didn't. He's crazy.
He's crazy?
And then when he went to jail, he was like, I'm the Batman. He's like literally crazy in the head. He's like Ram, but worse.
Also, what did you think of the Two-Face? Two-Face acted a little bit like a Joker too, right?
Yes. They're both crazy. They're both crazy, I say. They're nothing. They're the Jokers. Crazy.
Yeah. One of these days, I'm going to get you to watch the original Batman movie, which is from the 80s. It's, the main villain is the Joker. And you guys still have not seen the sequel to Batman Begins, so that also has a joke.
Dark Knight?
Yeah, The Dark Knight.
I thought you said that was going to give us nightmares.
Yeah, it will. So I think what we should do like a double...
Why so serious? No, not like that.
We should do like an upcoming episode. We should do a double header of the two Jokers. Like...
Who's more better?
Yeah, who's the best Joker?
Having a series of Jokers.
Except we're not going to watch the Joker movie. That was rated R. You guys cannot watch that movie. No.
In the Dark Knight thing, Joker's like, why so serious? Not like that. Why so serious?
Now, back to this movie. This movie is called Batman Forever. Did you like it?
No. 2 thumbs up.
2?
1. Actually...
Okay, so how would you rate it against Batman Begins? Did you like Batman Begins more?
Yes. Yeah, I gave that one 3 thumbs up, I think. I give this one... Just think of one. 200.
Just tell me if you liked it better than Batman Begins. Yes or no?
Right on! No.
You don't like it better?
I don't like better.
Even though it had Robin in it?
Even though it has Robin in it.
Okay, so that is the consensus for the kids. They did not like the movie as much as Batman Begins. So far on your list, Batman Begins is the number one Batman movie so far for you.
No.
Yeah?
Batman vs. Ninja Turtles.
I'm not talking about animated movies, okay? In terms of...
Batman vs. Not Justice League. Why would I say Justice League? The Titans. Not
I'm
that
talking about
one.
movies with just Batman.
So not Batman vs. Superman.
No. I'm talking about Batman movies only.
Dang it, I would have picked Batman vs. Superman because I had Wonder Woman in it.
Yeah.
I'll pick Batman vs. Ninja Turtles.
Again, you said that?
I say would have.
I'm talking about movies with Batman as a person in real life. Which one do you like better? This movie, Batman Forever, or Batman Begins?
Batman Begins. I said that already.
Okay.
Batman Begins.
All right. We're going to keep watching some other Batman movies. Let's see if Batman Begins is still the winner. Hey, Ariana, have you ever read the news on the internet?
No, who has time for that?
Well, the Newsly app is an all-in-one audio super app for iOS and Android. It picks up web articles about the most trending topics on the web at any given moment and reads them to you in a natural human voice. For the first time, the entire web becomes listenable all in one place. Browse articles from topics you choose and start playing.
Stop scrolling and start listening.
That's right, Rayon. You can follow any topic as specific as you like, from sports to science to even, the Kardashians. Like, who cares about those guys, right? And you'll find the latest articles and they'll read them to you out loud. And, you know what? They even have podcasts as well. Explore trending podcasts from over 80 countries. Our podcast, the Geeky Dad podcast, is there too. I started using it as my default podcast app. They even have digital radio. So, download and use the Newsly app for free. And, go to www.newsly.me, or from the link in our description, you can use the promo code GeekyDad and you get 1 free month of premium subscription. What do you think, guys?
Cool! That's awesome!
Try the Newsly app. We're going to talk about The Batman. We finally saw The Batman, okay? And how do you compare it to
The winner?
Batman Forever, the last movie we saw?
Batman Forever is better. No?
You like Batman Forever?
Yes. I like the Batman. I like Batman Forever better because the Riddler has the usual costume, not some dumb costume that he's all wearing black and then all he has is a question mark with some things on the sides. Makes no sense.
Yeah. So it also didn't rain throughout the whole movie either, huh?
Yes, all it did was rain. Rain. No, it was all water. Rain. At the end, it was water. Rain. Water. Rain. Water.
So, wait. So, Rayon, you liked The Batman.
Yeah.
Okay. And you thought Batman Forever was better.
Yes, because it had Robin in it.
I thought you would have liked Batman Forever more because it had Robin, your favorite character, Robin.
You just obeyed the Robin order. The Robin order is to like things more better than Robin.
So,
That makes no sense.
okay. So, let's say they do a sequel to The Batman and they have Robin in it. I hope they don't introduce that little kid in the movie that we saw as Robin.
Yeah. He's not supposed to be the son of the mayor or something.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be in a circus.
Yeah. It seems like they were trying to, like, they focus on that kid a lot.
He's like a key detail.
Yeah, as if, like, they wanted him to be, like, the next Robin or something. I don't know.
Probably. Yeah, I know. And the crazy part is, like, you know, at the funeral when the guy was talking to Bruce Wayne, and then he was like saying like the millionaires, like, something about the millionaires, and then he found out that he's Batman. I mean, not Batman. That would be weird if he found out that he's
Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. You're just rambling.
Dan, do you remember? I not remember.
You just saw the movie.
Oh my God.
Just not too long ago, and you already forgot. I know it's 3 hours long. You probably dozed off. Okay.
I didn't doze off. I probably did. I was sleeping with my eyes open.
Okay. All right. So we're comparing the two movies. Now, you like the Riddler in Batman Forever, right?
Yeah.
Now, in terms of Batman, who is the better Batman?
Batman Forever.
You like Batman Forever?
No, I'm lying. I like the Batman from the movie, but he solved the mystery too slow. I like Batman Forever Batman because he doesn't talk like too fast. I just talk like this.
Yeah, he did have like a dark voice. Now, personally, I like the voice of the Batman better. Okay, I like that I am Batman type of voice.
And he's talking too fast.
Yeah, he does talk a little bit fast, but you have to, because it hurts your throat to talk like that for too long. Yes, it does.
Should I just try to just do it for the whole rest of the episode?
Try to do it. Try to do it.
Okay.
Okay, you sound like you're hurting when you're talking.
I'm not.
You're not even talking for a very long time. What if you talk for a long time and see if it hurts your voice? No, you're just like grumbling. You're not even talking.
I think, yeah, that's pretty weird.
Okay, so, you actually, now, your honest opinion. You guys, who likes Batman Forever more than the Batman?
You mean for like the Batman?
Overall, of everything. You like the Riddler better in Batman Forever?
Yes.
Okay. And you like Batman from Batman Forever?
And Robin, mostly Robin.
You like Robin. But you just told me that you like the Batman more. Huh?
The only part I like from Batman Forever is the Robin. Oh, yeah.
So the only thing you like from Batman Forever is Robin.
Yeah.
And you don't like the Riddler. You don't like the Two-Face.
I like the Batman better.
Okay, you guys cannot make a decision.
I said I like the Batman movie better because
You just no. You just said before that you like Batman Forever. Now you're saying
I only said that because of the Riddler. I like the Riddler from Batman Forever better, but I like Batman better than Batman Forever.
You mean you like the Batman?
Yeah, same thing. But I like the Batman more too.
Okay. You guys are confusing me. You guys are confusing me.
I'm mostly confused.
I'm confused. Okay? You have two Batman movies I'm talking about, okay? Do not confuse me, okay? You have Batman Forever and you have The Batman. They both have the Riddler as a villain. Now, okay? You said, Ariana, you like the Riddler from that...
Batman Forever.
Yes. And Rayan says he only likes that movie because it has Robin. Okay. So, you also said you like the Batman from the Batman.
Yeah.
And you like the Batman from the Batman too?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the Riddler.
So you like the Riddler from the Batman, right?
And the Batman and the Commissioner Gordon.
You like the Commissioner Gordon too. Yeah, that was a good Commissioner Gordon. The one from Batman Forever sucks. You know. He's big.
Yeah, but Commissioner Gordon isn't supposed to look like that.
So,
He
doesn't matter.
More.
He helps more.
Yeah,
now,
you're right.
Okay, another thing. Do you like the Batmobile from Batman Forever or the Batmobile from The Batman?
The Batman.
Okay. All right. Well, just so you know, I don't know if you remember this, but in Batman Forever, that Batmobile drove up the side of a building.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Batman Forever then.
Okay?
Batman
That's
Forever.
cool. Now, okay.
I changed it to Batman Forever. No.
So far, it's about even, I would say. Okay? Right? In terms of a better Bruce Wayne, who's a better Bruce Wayne?
The Batman.
You like the Batman better?
No, the Batman. I didn't say which Batman. Bruce Wayne. The Batman. The Batman Bruce Wayne.
The Batman. Okay. All right.
No, I think I like... I mean,
You like the Bruce Wayne from Batman Forever? Overall, I think, Ariana, you like Batman Forever more.
no!
Yeah,
I like the Bruce Wayne from the Batman, but he like...
Hmm?
It's like... The eye thing.
You don't like the eyeshadow?
No, it's
Yeah.
eyeshadow. Did you literally just say eyeshadow?
It's eyeshadow.
He's wearing eyeshadow.
Yeah, that's what he's
Oh my
wearing.
god, he's wearing eyeshadow.
Yeah. Also, wait, so you gotta admit that at least this movie has the Penguin and Catwoman.
Yeah, that's why I like it better, because it has Catwoman. Is Batman a girl?
No.
Well, why is he wearing eyeshadow?
So, you don't have to be a girl to wear eyeshadow. Batman just proved it.
Wow.
Okay, so far I'm not understanding. So do you like Batman Forever more, or do you like the Batman?
The Batman. The
Okay.
Batman.
Okay, so you both like the Batman. Okay, so
But if we get more used to the Batman, we might change.
right. Well, I'm sorry, Val Kilmer fans. The kids don't like Batman Forever. They like the
Batman.
the Battinson Batman.
What?
His name is Robert Pattinson.
Well, that just makes no sense.
Yeah.
Bat-inson.
Yeah.
Bat. So that other guy, Ben Affleck, is called Bat Affleck?
No, his name is Ben Batfleck.
Oh.
Yeah, that's his name. And
And I just remembered.
that's his name in real life. Yeah. That's his name.
No, I just thought of something.
Right.
You know those ads that always have the duck that says Affleck?
Right.
Does that have a connection to Ben Affleck?
Yeah, that's Ben Affleck.
What? Daddy, you're going crazy.
No.
He's
No.
the geeky dad.
Now,
He's also daddy. Geeky dad.
no. So, so far, okay, let's compare another Batman movie.
The winner.
What about Batman Begins
The winner.
versus The Batman?
The Batman. The Batman.
You still like The Batman more, huh?
Because the Batman Begins Batman has a beard.
You don't think The Batman's a little, everything's too dark,
Too red.
too red, too wet,
Rainy.
too wet, too grumpy,
Too vengeance.
a lot of vengeance.
Yeah, here's the thing. I'm vengeance. And you're like,
Well,
"I'm
there you go, Warner Brothers. I just did some, a good survey here. There's some little kids, they like the Batman. So, you can now do a lot more Batman movies geared to the kids because the kids seem to like the Batman. They like, the grim and gritty and rainy stuff, I guess.
Just don't put the rainy stuff. Or the
Okay.
red stuff.
Okay,
Put
so
more rainy and red
so-
stuff. No,
okay.
opposite.
so for The Batman Part 2, you want to see...
Less rainy and red stuff. And less vengeance stuff. More rainy, more wet stuff, more red stuff, and one Robin.
More,
Yeah, one Robin.
Let's see,
and Batgirl.
let's see Robin.
And
Not
Batgirl.
Not Batgirl. Wait.
And Batgirl.
No, let's wait a couple of more movies for Batgirl.
Robin's-
All right,
Robin's
you gotta
before
introduce Robin
Batgirl.
first. Yeah, let's introduce Robin.
The second sidekick.
Yeah.
Fine, but if they're gonna make a third movie, they have to have Batgirl.
I hope not. Anyhow,
my
we'll
God.
see you later. We have another person coming in on the show. He's gonna talk about, Batman Forever with us, and talk about the Batman too. So, and we'll be right back. This episode is sponsored by Audible. You know, you can get thousands of great selections of audiobooks, plus exclusive Audible originals you won't find anywhere else. And, you know, you can get theatrical performances, A-list comedy, and best of all, even podcasts like this one. And all you need to do is go to audibletrial.com/the Geeky Dad Podcast, and you'll get 30 days free when you sign up. You know, when you download titles, you know, you can listen to them offline anytime, anywhere. The app is free and can be installed on all smartphones and tablets. You can listen across devices without losing your spot. And if you can't decide what you want to listen to, don't worry. You can keep the credits for up to a year. And then you can binge them all in a whole series if you like. So, go to audibletrial.com/the Geeky Dad Podcast and get your free trial on us. Help out the show, help out yourself, and listen to great audiobooks with A-list talent narrating. Right now I'm listening to Artemis, narrated by Rosario Dawson. You know, it feels cool to have a celebrity narrating to you. It makes you feel special. So try it out. I'm here with Josh Skaar from the Talking Smack podcast. You want to talk about your podcast a little bit before we chat?
Sure. Thanks for having me on, by the way. I run the Talking Smack podcast. We talk superheroes, movies, animation, comics, pretty much a very flimsy excuse to talk anything nerd shop with my friends. And we've been welcomed into the podcasting community so wonderfully that we've had some really great guests. We've had Brendan from the Unchef podcast, Rainey from podcast. We just finished recording an episode with Matt from the For Real podcast, and that should be coming out soon, if not before this episode. I'm not quite sure what your schedule looks like, but if it's the Batman episode for us, that will also feature another guest. But yeah, it's fun. I love this community, and thank you again for having me on.
Yeah, I got to be on your show soon too.
Definitely.
Yeah. So how long have you been doing the podcast for?
So I started it in 2017.
Okay. Yeah.
One of my favorite podcasts, I don't know if you want me to plug it or not. You can beep it off if you want. The Weekly Planet. They run their own.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, yeah.
I listen to that every week, and I watch their YouTube.
Yes. All right. A fellow wackadoo. All right.
Yeah.
So Claire, she had a podcast around that time called Just Make the Thing. And
yes.
even before I heard the episodes, I was like, yeah, why not just make the thing? And so I was like, I don't care if I get 5 people listening. I don't care if I get no people listening. I just want something to do to have this outlet for my nerdiness. And it's grown pretty well. Like I said, the community has welcomed us. And we're getting pretty good ratings on like Good Pods. So, I mean, it's really humbling, and it's really cool to just kind of see how we've been embraced.
Yeah. Speaking of Weekly Planet, I want to get those dudes on my show badly.
Yes, I would love either Mesa or Mr. Sunday Movies.
Yes.
I would gladly have either one or both. But yeah, so we started in 2017, and we took a hiatus because my second daughter had been born. And then later that year, I started going back to school to get my 4-year degree. And so I kind of put the podcast on hiatus because doing podcasting, editing, recording, baby, school, full-time job, husband, homeowner, all that stuff just was way too much. So the podcast kind of went on hiatus. Then I graduated this last November. So I brought the podcast back. And again, the community has just been awesome. And to do a little bit of a humble brag, I'm extraordinarily proud of the last 12 episodes we've put out. I would put those up for any other podcast like this. If you need to listen to one of my episodes, you can pick any one of these. and I would be extraordinarily happy with what you would be listening to.
Yeah, I've liked all your last couple episodes. I haven't gone back all the way to the beginning, but I really gotta check out some of the early ones and compare it and see how it is, if it's different.
Oh man, that feels like going back to like high school pictures for me. I'm such a different person, adding 2 extra kids into my life, and
Yeah.
it feels like a lifetime ago already.
Yeah, fatherhood changes you a lot, And
Fatherhood, jobs, people come in and out of your life. You just have different things happening. Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Yeah. And how long you want to keep doing the podcast?
Until my wife makes me stop, really. Until the day she goes, okay, you're devoting too much time to this and we're not making any money off of it. I know it's a good hobby for you, but just go downstairs and play video games. Like, okay, fine.
Yeah, I wish my wife would tell me to play video games.
She's hooked on watching me play Horizon Zero Dawn right now.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to finish that one because I want to get to the sequel, and I also just picked up Kana and the Bridge of Spirits, which looks really cool, and my daughters really want to watch me play that one too. So I might like try to do a video capture of that and maybe try to get some audio capture with that where they're watching it and getting invested too.
So as a dad with 3 daughters, what do you have in common with them? Like, do they like the same things that you like? Besides the playing the video games, watching you, like, what do they watch that you can watch together?
I mean, sorry, it's become really interesting because before, especially with my 6-year-old who's starting to become a little bit more independent, she would basically just sit down and watch whatever I would watch, which obviously I would try to watch more appropriate things. So I'd watch like Young Justice, pre the HBO Max stuff, because it's gotten a little more visceral and languagey. But like I'd watch the Marvel movies for the most part. Yeah, and she really enjoys a lot of the like female characters, which is great. I like a lot of them too.
That's the same thing with my daughter. Yeah,
she loves Captain Marvel. We just watched the Thor Love and Thunder trailer when that dropped the other day, and when the mighty Thor showed up, my daughter just immediately went, "I love her." No context needed. She just saw her in that awesome looking outfit with the hammer, and she just immediately just click. And I was like, yes. I mean, I've been showing you these comics for forever, but now that you're seeing it in live action, you're like, yeah, please let me see that.
Yeah, that's how I got my daughter into it too. Like, I got her into Miss Marvel originally, and that's how she like got into all the other superheroes.
Yeah, my daughter's very excited to see the Ms. Marvel series as well.
Yeah. So all your daughters are into the superheroes, or
my 4-year-old is still kind of just following the leader. She hasn't quite come into her own. She enjoys like Cocomelon and a lot of the the musical things.
I got the Baby Shark on rewind.
Yeah, we were watching Baby Shark earlier today. But I will play Bluey all day. She loves
Bluey. Yeah,
both of them love Bluey, and I could watch any episode of Bluey all day. Like every 3rd episode is going to make you cry if you have a soul. It just, Bluey's a fantastic parenting show. It's a great show for kids and parents.
Yeah, my little boy is addicted to Daniel Tiger.
Yes, that's a good one too.
Yeah.
It does. Daniel Tiger has a nice spirit to it, with it being a Mr. Rogers spinoff.
Yeah. And I see that these shows really do help these kids, because that little one, he's a smart aleck. Yeah. I don't know how people do it with boys, honestly. Or I should say, I don't know how parents do it with boys. It's it's a challenge, because they have like so much more energy than the girls do. It's like
yeah. I went to Disney World with my friend Lewis, who does the podcast with me occasionally. Yeah. He has a 5-year-old son, so he's like right in the middle of my 2 oldest girls, and he just could go all day. Morning to night, he was just, when we ran into him, he's jumping around, rah, 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 rah. And my kids, like he gave them a shot of energy every time they saw them. But like the minute Dante was gone, he's just kind of like, or my girls were just kind of like, I'm tired. We're at Disney World. Why are you tired? You're supposed to be just in awe of everything, aren't you?
I know. It's something about boys at a young age. They just have unlimited energy. And the dads, they lose it after a certain age.
I believe it. I mean, I lose it with mine. My oldest, she's an outside kid, and I'm very much like, I'm tired. I just want to sit for 5 minutes because I just got done with work, and now I got to go do the dishes and vacuum and take care of the dog and take care of the cats, and would like to spend time with my wife, and even if it's just sitting on the couch next to each other on our phones.
Yeah.
But she's like, can we go outside? It's -6 degrees outside. No, we can't go outside. Oh, what about tomorrow? Can we go outside tomorrow?
Yeah,
she does not care.
I know how you feel. And it's always good to have another geeky dad on the show so I can talk to them.
Yes. I am very blessed to have 2 geeky dads on my podcast with Scotty and Lewis. So I definitely can commiserate with what it's like to maybe not have a geeky dad around.
Yeah. It's like we're in a special brotherhood.
Best job in the world, keeping with the Weekly Planet jokes there.
Yeah. So let's talk about your geekitude. Okay, what did you grow up geeking out on?
Well, part of our topic this week, Batman. I grew up like right in that sweet spot with Batman '89, Batman Returns. I was right in that sweet spot of Power Rangers, Ninja Turtles.
Mm-hmm.
Those were my big ones. The Rocketeer was another big one.
Oh yeah.
And like my dad wasn't necessarily a geeky dad, but he was a good kind of enabler, I'll say.
Right.
Like when the Rocketeer came out, I was all about the Rocketeer, and like I was really sad that there wasn't a whole lot of merchandising for it. And for one Halloween, I wanted to be the Rocketeer, and so my dad took it upon himself to take a couple of 2-liter soda bottles, a pair of suspenders, and like duct tape the crap out of them. And turn it into a jetpack for me so I could be the Rocketeer for Halloween that year.
You got a picture of that somewhere?
I wish I did. I don't think we do, though. And then there's that really bad Captain America movie that came out in like 1990. It went straight to VHS.
Yes, that was bad. Yeah.
That was actually, Captain America is my favorite superhero. And that was, I was 5 years old when that came out, so I didn't know any better. I just, he's throwing a shield and he's fighting evil redheaded people. Like, cool.
Yeah, there was even an old TV movie before that too.
Oh yeah, I've seen videos of that. Like that, he just looks like Evel Knievel essentially.
Yeah, he's wearing a biker helmet.
And the shield looks awful. It's like clear plexiglass with like some red tape around it.
Yeah.
But yeah, my dad took a garbage can lid, soldered off the handle, and put it on the inside and painted the outside for the Captain America shield. And again, another year he let me be Captain America like that. So again, I wish I had all these pictures that I could post online and stuff, because he passed away in 2020, and like there's all sorts of stuff I really wish I could have as like mementos.
Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that. Did you collect comic books?
I actually did not start collecting comic books regularly until I was 15 or 16. I had one collection of comics from when I was like 10 or 11 that was basically a retelling of the Spider-Man symbiote arc, where he gets the suit and then it transfers to Venom, and it's basically it was a 6-issue arc that my parents picked up for me while they were at the grocery store one day. And I was looking back at them like, how did you find all 6 issues at once? Like, what the heck was that? But I started collecting trade paperbacks with Ultimate Spider-Man and The Walking Dead, which I just kind of stuck with those because comics just always seemed like such a big ordeal to jump in on. And then I heard they were essentially doing like a soft reboot of Captain America with Ed Brubaker coming on in 2005. And so it's like, perfect. I don't know who Ed Brubaker is, but if they're renumbering Captain America to #1, I'll hop on that. And like that ended up being the Winter Soldier arc, and Civil War came on after that. But my mic, and all this sort of other stuff in Marvel. And I'm just like, I got to get all of this now. So like, I don't know how well you can see behind me since my light's off, but like this shelf here is just all my modern comics from like 2012.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's when I started collecting Cap too. At that time, that's a great run. Yeah.
Brubaker just, I mean, maybe I'm a little biased because again, he's kind of the guy that got me into individual collecting, but I really love his espionage noir style of storytelling. It's so engaging.
So you haven't read too much of the DC stuff?
I regularly read Nightwing. Nightwing, Dick Grayson is my favorite DC character.
Okay.
I do subscribe to the DC Universe comic subscription streaming service that they offer. I don't know really how to explain it better than that. Basically flat fee for a year, and you have a mostly unlimited number of comics to read. Unfortunately, the service is not as intuitive as Marvel Unlimited because they only put out certain issues, and they're also 6 months behind, where Marvel Unlimited is 3 months behind. So like you could have like Harley Quinn like 1 through 5 from 1997, and then it won't have another collection until like the 2013 reboot, and you'll have issues like 1 through 12, even though it's like a 55 issue arc.
Yeah, I had the DC Universe subscription when it was like on a TV service.
Oh, the pre-HBO Max takeover.
Yeah. I used to read the comics from there on my big screen.
that was nice. That was a really cool feature.
Yeah. It wasn't too good though, because sometimes it gets stuck when you're trying to read it. They still work out the bugs.
They were trying to do too much with that. I think paring it down to just like comic collections, I think is a better model for them. Right. Is the cost there? It really depends on how much you read the comics.
Right. I was reading some like Golden Age stuff. I wanted to go all the way back.
Yeah. And again, those Marvel Unlimited and DC Universe, those are great services for those kind of things. Because like I said, I like Nightwing. I really enjoy going back and reading like the Batman arc where Nightwing or Dick goes off to become Nightwing and he gets his name from Superman and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I actually was trying to budget better and like pared down my comic pull list, and then I started reading the Tom Taylor run on DC Universe, and I was like, I got to start collecting these again. So I spent a little extra money getting all the back issues as well on eBay, which thankfully I was able to get some good deals and some free shipping. So it wasn't as bad as it could have been.
Yeah. Now, segue, Nightwing, Dick Grayson. We're talking about Batman Forever in this episode. Now, in the movie, he does mention the name Nightwing at one point.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite Easter eggs, along with jumping ahead to the next movie. His costume, Robin's costume in the next movie, is essentially the Nightwing costume with a cape.
Yes. And you were talking about how the costume also had the collar, not as pronounced, but it was there.
Yeah, they gave him the disco collar, which I thought was really nice. Obviously, it's meant to, in the movie, it's meant to look like the colors that they have as the Flying Grayson costume. But to me, I'm going to look at it as they're giving him the disco collar from his first Nightwing costume.
Right. And also, Bruce Wayne was the first one to have the Apple Watch in that movie.
I looked at it more as the Dick Tracy watch, but it had a video screen too. Because that came out like a year or two after Dick Tracy. So
yes, it did.
That was kind of ballsy of Warner Brothers to be like, yeah, let's just do that.
Yeah. And what else was a cool thing they did? They invented a virtual reality. Like
yeah, they had a very immersive VR system. And then 3D TVs as well.
Yeah, you were ahead of the time.
Yeah, and then kind of social media too, with the brain drain sort of thing.
Yeah. Now, I feel as if a lot of people treat Batman Forever as the stepchild in the franchise. It's either Keaton, or they talk about how bad Batman and Robin is, or they talk about Batman Begins, but they hardly ever talk about Batman Forever. It seems like most people seem to forget about it when they talk about the franchise.
Yeah, I was thinking about that when I was watching it, because it's kind of a weird in between for the wackiness of Batman and Robin and then the slightly more serious tone
Right.
of the Burton movies,
Yeah.
where it definitely feels more like a transition than it does
Definitely.
anything else. So it just kind of gets forgotten between the two, because it's a weird mixture of them.
Right. Yeah. I kind of like the tone of the dark and the light within this, the tone of it. I wish that the newest Batman movie had a little bit more of a slight, more, little tongue in cheek there, here and there. I mean, the closest they ever got was that thumb drive bit.
Well, there's also the point where Batman's like, "You have a lot of cats."
Oh yeah.
Like that. Oh, you're very observant, Mr. Detective.
Yeah. I hope now that they're leaning against the Mr. Vengeance thing, maybe they're gonna put in a little bit more a Robin in the next one. I would love to see that.
Yeah, that's something that we brought up in our review episode. Is I do think this is a pretty well set up, the Robert Pattinson, or Robert Battenbat, as some would like to call him. I do feel like he is primed to be set up. I feel like that's a big reason why they had that subplot with the kid throughout the movie.
Yes.
Is it's kind of setting up, he's feeling empathy towards this kid, and now, like, he lost his dad, but he still has his mom.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen when he runs into a kid that loses both parents again?
I just hope they don't try to make that kid into Robin.
Yeah, that I was thinking that too. Like, it would be so DC after doing Robin Blake or whatever from The Dark Knight Rises, to just go like, let's make the old mayor's son Robin instead. We'll just say his name's Dick. It's fine.
Yeah, he's a big family in Gotham too, right? So it's kind of like a parallel. Now, another thing, did you notice the Hush cameo
in The Batman?
Yes,
I did not actually.
The reporter was named Elliot, and the reporter that got killed, and there was a big hush over his face.
Oh,
Tommy Elliot was named Hush.
I did not catch that Easter egg. I think I was too distracted by thinking that the Riddler would have been better suited to be replaced as Hush throughout the movie.
Right.
Like, the mask really fits the idea of Hush, and I feel like him being the Riddler was just kind of a choice they made. It didn't necessarily affect it too much, other than he's leaving the clues.
I wish his costume had at least one question mark on the mask, like maybe in the middle or something.
Well, he's going to be influenced by the Joker, that really gross looking Joker.
Yeah, that looks like somebody got chewed up and spit out.
Alex, another one of my co-hosts, he had mentioned to me earlier today, actually, that he regretted not making the joke that they look like the killer clowns from outer space.
Oh my God, they do. Yeah, I think the reason why they deleted that scene, I think they're not going to go with that final look.
Yeah, I think there's some changes that will come with it. Plus, again, I don't think it's a very good scene. It's really just there to gross people out and be like, look, a new Joker. And it really just kind of would have distracted from the movie.
Yeah. In fact, I hope in the next one they don't even show the Joker. I just want to see other different Batman villains that we haven't seen before.
Yeah.
Maybe Hugo Strange.
I would love to see a Hugo Strange, and like maybe they can actually pull off the fact that someone figures out who Bruce Wayne is.
Right.
Again, not to plug my own show and review episode too much, but I talk about how the Bruce Wayne bit in Arkham was just such a waste. Like, why is he just sitting there chanting Bruce Wayne if he doesn't know who Batman is? That is just there for the audience. Right. Like, that's one of the few moments where I'm like, oh, this is them padding time and just trying to create drama in the movie.
Yeah. So what I got the kids doing in this episode, they are actually comparing the Batman with Batman Forever, and they are they're gonna debate which one they like better. And guess what? What most of the kids like? They like.
I'm gonna
Forever.
guess Forever.
Yeah.
It's definitely more fun. Like, I mean, I was the age of your daughter when Batman Forever came out, and I loved it. There's something that's just very friendly about the colors, even though Two-Face is insane and murderous and Jim Carrey's just being Jim Carrey.
Right.
There's an element of fun to it, and even though there's some animosity behind the scenes between Tommy Lee Jones and Jim Carrey, it feels like they're having fun, at least when they're on camera.
Yes. My son actually liked the Batman a little bit better, but my daughter basically more or less liked Forever. Now, in terms of how do you view Val Kilmer as a Batman and as a Bruce Wayne?
I think he's probably the most bland out of any of the original, like 89 to 97 era. It really just kind of felt like he didn't want to be Batman anymore, especially like the minute he met Nicole Kidman's character. He's just kind of like, I gotta stop this, man. I gotta settle down with this girl. She's into
Nicole Kidman of that era would probably turn any guy to quit.
It's true, and I mean it's hard to argue with that, especially when she's being so forward with with you. But I do feel like,
which I don't think that could be done today. That seems a little bit weird, to do.
I do love the fact that the first line Batman has in this movie is, "I'll get drive-through."
And also, I think he's the only Batman to actually smile.
Yeah, we get that moment where he finds out that Nicole Kidman's character is no longer in love with Batman, but with Bruce Wayne, and he's like, "Heck yeah!"
Yeah. And there was a throwaway line, I think, regarding Catwoman at one point.
Yeah, there's some, I forget exactly what it is now, but they talk about how Miss Kyle did whatever and kind of took off. I think they allude to the fact that maybe she came back, even like we see at the end of Batman Returns, that yes, she is back, but we don't ever see that reunion back on screen.
Yeah. Now I'm kind of interested in how they're gonna approach the Flash movie. I guess all that other like the Kilmer and the Clooney era is gonna be like just disregarded probably.
I wouldn't be shocked by that. It's the Hollywood thing to do right now. Like I'm shocked we haven't had a new Alien 3. We've had a new Terminator 3. Jurassic World essentially disregards Jurassic Park 3 at least. Right. And so like it's the new trend of just kind of the Halloween movies too. Like it's just the new thing to do.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they allude to it in some way. Like maybe we see Arnold Schwarzenegger's armor as being Mr. Freeze.
Right.
Which I mean, I would love that personally, because I love Batman and Robin. It's just so stupid and fun. Like I won't say it's a good movie, but it's a fun movie.
It's definitely fun, but I gotta figure out a way to have my kids watch it and put it into the show in some way. Like, I don't know, how am I going to tie it into something? Because every podcast has done Batman and Robin episodes so far.
Yeah, it's definitely a niche thing. Like if you want to get some viewers or some extra listens, like just poop on Batman and Robin and get all the fans to come back and be like, you ruined the Tim Burton universe, or it's just a stage play because they're reenacting different elements of the Michael Keaton life. Like, okay. It's
fun. I heard that theory. That was
it's just different ways for people to kind of try and justify a goofy interpretation of Batman instead of acknowledging the fact that it's more of an homage or a retelling of Batman 66 instead of being the Dark Knight Returns.
and a very weird. The architecture in Gotham changed a lot in Batman Forever as well. It was like very Art Deco, and you've like weird statues all over the place. Very like futuristic looking a little bit, you know.
Yeah. The one thing that definitely stood out is the fact that they changed it from this very dirty, almost New York, but maybe a little bit like 1940s New York,
Yeah,
to this like almost weird Greek kind of society where you've got giant statues in the middle of the city,
yeah,
and the buildings do look a little bit more futuristic.
yeah.
And yet we still have like very old fashioned cars, and everyone's driving around in like some weird Rolls Royce looking kind of car.
Right, yeah. And also in Batman Forever, they mentioned Metropolis. That was like when I was a kid, I was like, oh, I know that reference.
Yes. I Superman and Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman, was really big around that time. And so when they mentioned Metropolis in Batman Forever, I was just kind of like, Superman exists in this universe. Are we going to get a new Superman? No, we got Steel, but that's a different episode.
Yeah. So when you saw Batman Forever when you were a kid, how many times did you see it in the movie theaters?
I only saw it the once. My dad and I did not really go see movies multiple times. I didn't start seeing movies multiple times in theaters until the Star Wars prequels came out. And
okay.
I had my learner's permit, so my sister let me drive while she rode with me to the theater. And I just sat in the theater for like, what would have been like 6 hours, 8 hours, and watched The Phantom Menace like 4 times in a row.
Wow.
Just because I could. Like I had just started getting into Star Wars, and I was just like, new Star Wars, yes, rose-colored glasses. And then after like the 4th viewing, I'm kind of like, there's something off about this.
Well, it took you to 4th viewing. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, again, I was having fun at the movie theater by myself, getting free refills on popcorn all day, and destroying my kidneys with soda. It was great.
Yeah. You know, I always thought, you know, in hindsight, why like Batman Forever should have been called Batman and Robin, and Batman and Robin should have been called Batman Forever because it's like the 4th movie, right?
That's a good point. I never actually thought about that.
Yeah. They should have switched titles.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's because Robin doesn't really get a whole lot of play. Like he does one moment where he goes out on his own, and that's when he like starts beating up Bruce in the Batman suit after Dick Grayson stole the car.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next time we see him doing anything, he's in the suit, and then he immediately gets kidnapped after he makes the amazing reference to the holy whatever something Batman.
Holy rusted steel.
Holy rusted metal Batman. I love that interaction because he's like, holy rusted metal Batman. Batman just goes, what? You're like, metal, it's made of metal, it's full of holes. And Batman just turns away and just goes, oh. Yeah, obviously I know this. What are you exclaiming this for?
Right. Yeah, I didn't think Val, I didn't feel like he was fully involved in the movie to me.
I can definitely see that.
Yeah. I think he was phoning it in a lot of times, you know, especially when it was like the action scenes with him out of the suit, like the way he punched and fought, it looked very like choreographed and like slow moving and not realistic in terms of fighting at all. Remember that?
I do think that's
like fighting.
Yeah, I do think that's a Joel Schumacher kind of thing where he maybe didn't know how to block and film those kind of fight sequences, so he just was like, you guys have the choreography, you're gonna punch a bit and go.
yeah So in terms of how do you feel about the Riddler of Forever versus the Riddler from the new movie?
I like the Jim Carrey Riddler. I don't think either one is necessarily extraordinarily comic accurate. They just kind of let Jim Carrey riff and do his own thing.
Mm-hmm.
also the Riddler is supposed to be fairly intelligent on his own, and Jim Carrey's character kind of becomes more intelligent because he's absorbing people's brain waves or something.
Right.
They don't really like he's absorbing their brain matter somehow. Excuse me. And so like he's not overly intelligent to begin with. Like he's smart enough to create these things, but he can't refine it. Right. And then he absorbs the brain power. So it's not comic accurate, but most of these Tim Burton, Joel Schumacher era villains aren't extraordinarily accurate anyway. So you really shouldn't be looking at it through those glasses. Yeah. But the Paul Dano one as well, like there's elements of it that is comic accurate. And again, it can be compelling. But then once we get to the point where they capture him, I'm just like, I don't care about this guy at all. Like what else, what is supposed to be interesting about him at this point?
Yeah.
So
I think that he would, you know, the reviews were kept on saying that it was like Saw-esque, you know, and I didn't see that much of a Saw reference, you know, because he didn't do any traps, you know.
Yeah, I think it's more just like he mutilated his villain or his victims, because like, oh, thumb drive, there's a severed thumb, use the thumb to open up the encrypted files
to somebody, you know, that's about it.
Yeah, and like there's not much else to it, so like, okay, yeah, there's a little bit of Saw, but it's not overt.
Right, yeah. I felt as if like maybe they were holding back a little bit. Maybe there's like a real like R-rated cut that they didn't like show yet, you know.
I can see that. I mean, there were rumors for a long time that they were saying it could be an R-rated movie for violence and everything, which I mean, if the animated movies are any kind of indication, I could see that, because you have The Dark Knight Returns parts 1 and 2, which is R-rated, and I think they've got a few other ones that have been R-rated since.
Right. You know, I don't know. Have you seen The Long Halloween?
I actually just watched that a few weeks ago. I've been very Batman heavy lately. Yeah. I was not extraordinarily impressed with like the voice acting. I thought Jensen Ackles eventually settled into the role pretty well. But everyone else around him, just I could not buy into them being like Timothy Oliphant, I believe, is Harvey Dent, and he's an amazing actor, but he's not a voice actor. Right. There's a difference, and there's a nuance to doing voice acting compared to acting.
You know, which he would be a really good live action Harvey Dent.
He would actually, yeah. But other than Jensen Ackles in the Long Halloween movies, I wasn't too impressed with the voice acting, which sadly to say is a big critique of mine for most of those animated movies. It all just sounds very stiff. Yeah. It's not.
The comic book is way better.
Oh yeah, that's one of my all-time favorite comics. Yeah. Again, that's one of the ones that really got me diving deeper into like DC comics is The Long Halloween.
Yeah, I kind of wish they had adapted that, you know.
And there are elements to it as well.
Yes, there is.
I did like the noir style sequences every now and then where Batman's narrating. It felt very comic booky. Yeah. But yeah, if we're comparing the Riddler from the Batman to Batman Forever, I would give the nod to Jim Carrey's Riddler, because again, I think that he is a bit more comic book accurate to a certain extent. And I like fun things. I don't necessarily always need grim dark, and exactly. I'll take Jim Carrey riffing all day.
Yeah. So I guess we're in agreement. I guess you know that Forever, you know, it shouldn't be forgotten. You know,
definitely shouldn't. It's a, like we said, it's a weird in between of the Burton movies and what we ended up with Batman and Robin, where it feels kind of like they let Joel Schumacher just go loose and do whatever the heck he wanted. Where this one, they're like, Tim Burton's still kind of involved. Let's still kind of use his aesthetic and try to have a similar style to the movies, but you know, it's the 90s, so we'll still let directors do their own thing.
Yeah. I made the same argument when I was on Derazzled. You know, like Joel Schumacher, you know, he tends to do a lot of dark movies. Okay, and it seems like his only light movie was the Batman. It's so weird. You know?
He also directed the Gerard Butler, Emmy Rossum starring Phantom of the Opera, which again it has some campy moments. And
Right.
I know a lot of the purists to the Phantom of the Opera stage show really don't like it, but I thought it was pretty good. I liked the more baritone, excuse me, more baritone Phantom. I think
Mm.
Gerard Butler brought a certain element of like menace to the character, where if you have him as that high, uh, what is it, that tenor that the Phantom usually has in the stage show, like I'm just like, that guy's not scary or intimidating. Like he sings like a choir boy.
Yeah. I think now, have you shown your girls any classic movies? Like, do they get bored if they see like an old movie?
Not necessarily. It really depends on the movie. My 4-year-old loves a Goofy movie.
Mm-hmm.
She can
Who
watch that one
doesn't?
all the
That's
time.
a great movie.
Yes, it's fantastic. Um, there, my oldest, she, if I show enough interest in it, and I, again, if it holds her interest as well, if I'm like, it's so good, it's this movie, she will usually watch it. But like one classic that I really want her to watch, or at least I consider it a classic, is The Land Before Time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But because it's not like a musical, she doesn't necessarily engage with it too much.
Kind of sad though in the
It's very
beginning.
dour and
Yeah.
harrowing. But she enjoys Cinderella. She likes all the Disney movies.
Mhm.
I'm trying to think of like some non-Disney things that we've got her
Sure,
watching.
I'm sure you got them into like Grogu and stuff like that, right?
I haven't done too much Star Wars with them yet. I have had them watch like Star Wars Rebels, because that doesn't necessarily spoil the Vader reveal.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Yes. Yes.
but my wife
That's
did
the
get
problem
her.
I had because the kids got spoiled already. So it's like, okay, what can I do?
Yeah, there's so many kids books that just spoil it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
come on, like, where you're taking away the magic. Because there we have one kids book that a friend of ours gifted us when our oldest was a baby, and it's titled Vader's Little Princess, and it's about
Right.
Darth Vader having Leia grow up with him. So she's like a kid and they're having fun
Yeah,
coloring.
I saw a version of that, but it was with Luke. I think it was called Vader and Me or something like that. Or
Yeah, and it's like, well, I mean, it's vague enough that maybe they won't understand. Like maybe it's just Vader babysitting or something. But in the Leia book, at least, it's like, come on, Dad, I'm going out like this, and she's in like the slave Leia costume, and I'm just like, "Ugh, I don't want to read this to them, but like it's cute."
yeah, yeah. It's that's the thing. It's like it's hard to keep us like that secret of Darth Vader being the dad now.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah,
such a
especially
culture.
when it's the crux of like anything, because like my oldest is really invested in Leia. Once she found out Leia was a princess, she's like, oh yeah, I've loved Princess Leia.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, let's watch Star Wars, and she's like, nah. Like, oh well, how about Star Wars Rebels? Leia shows up in this episode. Like, oh okay, so she's got a little bit of it. I have it laying around here somewhere. When we did Disney World, we went to Galaxy's Edge, and she built her own lightsaber.
Oh, cool, cool.
But I don't have it.
I got my daughter into Star Wars through Ahsoka.
Ooh, yeah. Ahsoka's a good entry point too, especially did you start her with the Clone Wars movie or just with like the Clone Wars series?
Yes, the movie. Yeah. We started from there, and actually we started with the Force Awakens actually, because she really liked Rey.
Okay, yeah. And BB-8's a good little counterpart to
Right.
that too.
Yeah. And from there, I told him, you know, let's see the whole story from the beginning. Let's go back, you know. We went to Phantom Menace and then Attack of the Clones and then went through everything in order, you know.
Yeah.
I knew Vader was already, you know, Luke's
Yeah.
already, so.
Yeah, it's hard when you show them the numerical order to keep that surprise, but
Yeah.
I feel like it still could be impactful if they're paying attention, because again, they're like, but he doesn't know, and then you find out that then you see that he's learned the truth, and it's like, oh man, how heartbreaking to find out that your dad's the biggest villain in the universe.
I know. Yeah, he's worse than Hitler, that guy.
Yeah, and then somehow he gets a redemption arc.
Yeah, he saves one kid. He's forgiven.
Exactly. It's such a weird a weird moment, but again, it works so well because we just allow it.
Yeah, yeah. And again, same thing happens with Kylo Ren. You're supposed to forgive him, I guess, right?
Yeah, that's one twist in there that I do not understand. Like I think that's largely because Disney didn't go in with a plan. They went in thinking like, oh, we'll just have the
Exactly.
directors build up off each other and we'll have a satisfying conclusion. No, you needed a blueprint, and
Yeah.
your blueprint was let's make money.
Yeah, yeah. So, I'm glad that you were on the show this week. I don't want to take up too much of your time. Uh, we gotta do this some other time, maybe another subject. Let me know.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sorry we didn't stay on topic with Batman Forever as much, but I mean, I love talking nerd stuff. I mean, maybe we can just rename this to like, let's talk some nerd stuff with a little bit of
Hey,
emphasis on Batman
this
Forever.
happens with every guest I have. Okay, I'm sure it happens with some of your guests too, right?
Uh, I've been able to. I don't want to be like, oh, I stay on topic. Like I don't know. That's just the way my brain works when I'm the host. I'm like, yeah, look, we're here to talk about this. You've prepared for this, which I mean, honestly, the only thing I had prepared for any of this was I watched the movie and I was like, we're never going to see Tommy Lee Jones act the way he did in this movie
No,
ever
no,
again.
no.
Like, if you want to see Tommy Lee Jones just go crazy and seem like he's at least acting like he's having fun, watch this movie because it's a really interesting performance from Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah, it's really out there. I mean, he's more Joker than anything, though. In that
Yeah, I mean, they're both doing a different version of the Joker essentially.
yeah.
But like he is at least he's going for it at least, because he's like, oh yes, I am the dignified lawyer, but I'm also the crazy man who's got this purple face.
Yeah, well, I mean, I kind of like his Two-Face more than the Two-Face from the Nolan movies.
Well, yeah, because again, he's got like the dual personality kind of thing
Yeah.
where Aaron Eckhart and the Dark Knight Two-Face is just kind of there to wrap up the movie. Like, oh, we've got a few loose ends, let's have him kill them off, and then we'll kill him off.
Yeah. So, you think you're gonna show your kids Batman Forever one day?
I would like to, honestly, I really would. It's just a matter of where their interests lie. Like, are they interested in seeing Batman if there's not a Batgirl? Because my daughters are very much more interested if there is like a female superhero. Like, I don't know if you've
show them Batman and Robin then.
Yeah, I plan on it, just because if nothing else, I can just do a bad Arnold Schwarzenegger impression throughout the entire. All right, everyone, chill. What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age.
Maybe cover their eyes during the crotch shots. I mean, the thing about our childhood is it doesn't go away because it keeps returning.
Yeah, we're the target demographic now for marketing, so it's really strange seeing certain things coming back. I mean, stuff like the Ninja Turtles never went away, but
right.
It's still strange to have certain things marketed to us and be like, I remember that. And
they know we are gonna force our kids to watch it too.
Exactly, nostalgia is a powerful tool.
Yeah. So I mean, I wanna thank you for being on the show. It was great to have you on, and we gotta set up a time to be on your show.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks again for having me, and I would love to have you on. We just got to figure out the right thing for you, and I mean, again, it could also just be like, let's talk comics. What got you into comics? What got me into comics? Whatever.
I can do anything. I can any subject.
Yeah. I mean, I'm more or less the same way. So again, we'll definitely figure something out, Raphael.
Yeah. And I'm sorry I didn't have the kids on the show with me today. It's a little late for them,
Oh, definitely understandable. And again, I would be too intimidated to be on the show with them. They are way smarter than I ever am or was.
Maybe we can have them meet your kids on the next episode.
Oh, I'm sure my oldest would love that. She loves meeting new friends. Yeah.
So I want to meet the other guys on your show. Let's all meet up and do the show.
Definitely, we will definitely figure something out.
All right. Thank you so much, Josh. Thank you again.
And thank you.
All right. Bye. Have a good night.
You too.
All right.